My next guest is one of the funniest men on television. He destroys the English language every week, and we love him for it, don't we? From Perfect Strangers, here's Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah.
Yes, relax, man.
Let's talk about some real eggs now, okay?
Ooh. Yes. What's been going on? Your character is going through some serious changes.
Well, yeah, they're gonna try and marry me off Friday night because.
Like you all could live with him if they didn't.
No, because they're doing a thing where, like on my island where I come from, my mother decides to trade a goat to this other guy, and then he gives her a woman, and she sends her to me for my birthday, so then we have to get married.
Yeah. You brought a clip.
I've got a clip. This is where, according to me, Posey and Custom, Cousin Larry has to give me away. So this is the scene where he gives me away.
Okay, let's see this. Sandy? That looked like a Janet Jackson video, man. That's wild. Now, do you get married?
Huh?
Do you get married?
No, he and I just stay friends. Oh, no. I can't give that away, but what do you think?
It probably wouldn't be good for the show.
Probably wouldn't be good for the show, since we've got to stay wild and woolly.
Has your real mother, who we talked about last time, how's she doing?
She's fine. As a matter of fact, after I told that story about those inch-thick calluses on her feet when she didn't have shoes, I got scared on the way home before it aired. So I just called her and I said, look, Mom, I know Aunt June's going to call you from New York and see it before you do and tell you that I told stories about when we were poor. And she said, what did you say? And I said, you used to have inch-thick calluses on your feet because you didn't have shoes. And she said, oh, that's fine, that's fine. I guess she knows stories I don't know that she was afraid I would tell, but she certainly was not bothered by that.
Has she ever, in real life, tried to marry you off? How does she feel about you being single?
She's never tried to marry me off. I mean, you know, she's always, I don't know, she's happy when I have a girlfriend, and then she's happy when I don't have one because she wasn't sure that the last one was the right one or something like that. I mean, she's happy that I'm not alone, and then she's happy that I'm free, and she's like, you know. But she has this great philosophy, which is that someday when I'm old, I should have something to smile about in my rocking chair. Yeah. And like when I first came to California, I was like going out with two girls at the same time, and they didn't know about each other, and I said, should I feel funny about this on Valentine's Day when I have like 3 Valentines to send out? She said, no, you'll have something to smile about. But when I was, and I did, but when I was, when I was about 17, and my brothers and I were starting to get to the point where we would take girls in our room and not come out. I don't know why she singled me out for this particular favor, but I took this girl in my room once, and she figured that we were getting it on. So she went and she turned on this opera as loud as she could so that anything that we might have been doing would be drowned out so that we could just enjoy it. And I thought that was, and I thought it was an accident, but about 5 years ago she told me that
she just didn't want to hear her son.
No, she didn't mind hearing. I think she probably would have enjoyed hearing, but she didn't want my, she didn't want my brothers to hear because she always used to chase theirs out of the house. I don't know why.
Well, that's interesting. We'll take a commercial, we'll come right back. Maybe... With your success, I'm sure women ask you out now.
Yes, they do, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yes. Well, they always have, though. I have always been, I was just describing this to somebody the other night. I've always been real good at flirting when it doesn't matter. And then when I find somebody I really like, I'm completely tongue-tied. And they do often ask me out because they can tell I want something and I can't say it, but it's fine. I mean, I can just, you know, I can do it so good when I really don't care, and when they're not paying attention, it's even better. Yeah. But I would rather throw up than say to someone who I really like, would you like to go out for...
Yeah. What can a woman expect when she goes out with Bronson? I mean, what's an average date?
Dinner. I can't really sit through a movie if I'm horny. You know what I mean?
Ain't that the worst feeling? And you have to pretend like you're enjoying the movie and you're like,
Damn it,
this is good. Woo, this is funny. You know, it's terrible. And they think you're enjoying the movie.
I feel like, I'm going to be 30 in about 3 weeks, and I decided in honor of my 30th birthday to be, like, real honest and stuff. And so I've been dating this girl for a couple of weeks, and the other day we went to the museum, and finally I said, let's just go back and lie down on a pile of rugs, because it was a little too much.
That's interesting. Let's go to another subject. You have this new movie, Second Sight.
Yeah, it's coming out in August, and John Larroquette's in it, from Night Court. John is a wonderfully funny guy, and he's a detective, and a lot of detectives are doing this now. They actually will hire a psychic to help them solve cases, and so he hires me, but I'm so psychic that I can barely even, walk or go to the bathroom. I'm just like, I've got it so much. So he makes sort of a mistake because he gets tied up with me, and I've got I've got people coming in and out, and there's even one thing where I'm near a radio and Aretha's on, and I touch the radio and I become Aretha because I just get her vibe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that, and it's a good movie. It's a funny movie.
How did you research the role?
I was real lucky because the woman that they hired to rewrite the script, because movies they don't. It's just a series of rewrites. So they had the script, and then a woman named Pat Resnick took over to rewrite, and I sat down with her and said, "Oh, I think it should be this, and this," and she went out and found herself a psychic, who was a real psychic who sat down and went over it inch by inch, and this psychic also had a brother who's also a psychic who works with the detectives. So they were so nice to me. They let me hang out with them all the time, and I just asked them a million questions, and they tried to teach me how to, find the psychic in myself. And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I did it for a lot of weeks.
Have you ever had a psychic experience?
Well, yeah. I have. Once I had been working, I almost want to say working out with these guys, because it's like a mental workout. Because everything they do, you're sitting there and they go, "Oh, I just saw you in the 14th century. You're a sadist."
Yeah.
Which actually I apparently was. I didn't even make. Every once in a while they'd see me with this hood on.
Yeah.
But no. But in retrospect, you do. After you hang out with them a while and you listen to them talk, then you realize, oh yeah, that time that I had a dream where this thing closed in my face, and then I didn't go there. It actually did mean something. But ever since I, was hanging out with them, a lot of stuff seemed, I paid more attention in it.
Yeah.
It did seem like hunches really did mean something and all of that.
I wanted to ask you, in continuation from our last interview when you were here, you mentioned that you didn't know who Debbie Gibson was because somebody mentioned.
Right.
Have you found out who Debbie Gibson is?
I found out who she was, yes.
Good. How did you find out?
Well, I was on the I was on the treadmill at the gym, and she came on in one of her quite fascinating videos where she does this move, sort of like that, and I said, "Oh my," and then the hat. Yeah, I saw who she was.
Good,
yes.
Good, because I think you have to know who she is to make it in this world.
Yeah.
This is Bronson Pinchot. Thanks for coming back. We'll be back with Brad Garrett.